Here's a word from our sponsors. It's that time of year again, and it's time to get your team gear. From hats and apparel, Liz has the answers. This season, Liz has your favorite team's sideline gear. Click the link in the description to get your favorite team's gear. Lids. This is your host, Dub FFG, with the Fantasy Football GOAT Strategies. And today, we're going to talk about Week 2 with a slight summary of Week 1. Let's get to it. Now, let's talk about the Warrior approach. What is that? Similar to what Patrick Mahomes had in Week 1. I'm without my number one, so I got to distribute more. Basically, from a fantasy perspective, that simply means don't panic. Fantasy loss or fantasy win, don't panic. I know some are ready to blow it up, restructure, or even just keep it steady. For FFGS, we like to keep it steady and keep it growing and keep it moving. Now, what we do, or what we advise, is to confront the challenge. Stay the course. All is not lost in Week 1, nor is all not gained in Week 1. Now, let's repeat that to yourself at least 3 times. All is not gained nor lost in Week 1. All is not gained or lost in Week 1. Lastly, all is not gained nor lost in Week 1. Things happen. Injuries happen. Make mild adjustments unless the injuries are major. And in situations where we have Dak Prescott owners, that's a major injury. So now you got to make a major adjustment, particularly if you don't have a viable backup on your squad. If you don't, someone like a Geno Smith for the Seattle, or Mills down in Houston, or Daniel Jones up in New York, they may be able to assist your team for the next 4 weeks or so. Because right now we're looking at 6 to 8 weeks, even though reports saying that Dak may only be out 4 weeks. Now we're looking at 6 to 8 weeks because even if Dak come back in week 4, after 4 weeks, he won't be as productive. We don't see so. So someone like a Geno Smith, Daniel Jones, or Mills down in Houston, they can probably give you about 2 TDs per game. Not a lot of yardage, but about 2 TDs per game. And even if you necessarily have to, grab Cooper Rush. Again, not the greatest option because he's just a backup quarterback. CeeDee Lamb's value will suffer as well. Dalton Schultz's value will be sustained, if not get higher, because the tight end is a backup and a rookie safety net. So they tend to find a tight end if they don't find anybody else. So, CeeDee Lamb, some may be looking to trade him. I understand that. Go for it. It's a rarity that I tell you to trade after Week 1. But again, this is a major injury, and his value will suffer majorly. So, if you have to trade. Because it's the GOAT process. The GOAT process, in theory, dominate. Everybody wants to be dominant. Beat your team by 50 points, 100 points, what have you. But in reality, in operation, just get the win. Pretty loss versus an ugly win. Which would you want? Simply adjust your roster to your core. Adjustments to that roster are mildly at this point. Why? Because there were free agents or individuals on the waiver wire that could help you. Someone like a Devin Duvernay from the Baltimore Ravens, Jeff Wilson from the 49ers, the running back, even O.J. Howard. O.J. Howard only had 2 receptions with Houston, but they both were touchdowns. So that's someone you can stash away in. And Kenyon Drake. Kenyon Drake led the Ravens in rushing yardage and touches. So might be a pretty valuable option if you need it. And Curtis Samuel. He's with the Washington Commanders. And he had 11 targets, caught 8 of those for 55 yards and a touch. That's a high volume. That's a high look. Now, granted, by the time you listen to this, the waiver wire has already opened. So if these guys are still available, go and get them. They can help you with your adjustments, help you with your mild adjustments. Because these are guys that you're going to add to your core. Because in those flex positions or injuries or bye weeks, these are guys that can be very valuable to your team. Climb that mountain like a goat. Disrespect all gravity. Climb it. Because your success, the core of your success, depends on the core of your approach. Balance is key. Approach it like a GOAT. Approach it where it's you against the world. And it is. It simply is. Because it's fantasy football where you're making adjustments to alignment, where injuries happen. So injuries represent things that you wish don't happen. You expect them to happen, but at the same time, you don't expect them to happen. So when they happen, balance is the key. Make those adjustments. The core of your success depends on the core of your approach. This is Dub FFG with the Fantasy Football Coach Strategies. Hit that like and subscribe button on your way out. Again, it helps the channel grow. We'll see you next time. Hey, it's football season. And watch your favorite team with Sling TV. No contracts, all streaming. Watch your favorite program starting as low as $35 per month. Yeah, that's right, $35 per month. Click the link in the description and get started enjoying your favorite programs and watching your favorite team with Sling TV.